Welcome to Real Money Talks. Real strategies from the moneymakers and the world changers that you can use to make millions, keep those millions, multiply your wealth, and build your team. Here's your host, author of 5 New York Times bestsellers, money expert on Dr. Phil, CNN, CNBC, The Street TV, Fox News, and The View, Loral Langmeyer.
So talk about this. I want you to talk about how it helps our community and how it's going to create more connectivity in our community. We've talked about how an author can use it, but talk more about how a community can connect and exchange and do some of that reselling.
Yeah, I think the biggest part of this whole thing is growing community and having community. When you go through all this together, first of all, I think, Loral, your community is tight already, but when you go through this process, you're going to feel even more connected, and because you're learning this thing and we're all rising up together. You're all rising your information, your wisdom, your knowledge, your technology skills. You're all rising up together and become of a project that everyone's going to be really excited about. So I think that's really important. And it grows as a community, that the project's going to stay live, because Loral keeps her community going. So she's not one that she's going to sell this thing, because there's people who may have this and then they're like, oh yeah, I sold it. Now I'm done. I closed my community down. Well, no, that's not Loral. That's not how she rolls.
My legacy move. This is going to live on forever this way.
Yeah. So she's going to keep this going and keep the community going, which means the value of the NFT will stay up there and always have an inherent value to it.
Yep. And for some of you who aren't getting the memo, I mean, these are my kids. So this is why I do all of it anyway. This is the book I wrote about these two. So he's 22, about to become a CPA and a master's in accounting. So I think we're going to have a legacy in the finance space. I'm not sure what little T is going to do. She's quite the Minecrafter and programmer, but we'll see what she's going to do. She's only 15. But seriously, like, I feel like we're leading the edge for a lot of authors who need to be doing this. And it just hasn't happened in the publishing space. And publishers, I mean, I don't know how many people, I met somebody yesterday who's like, oh, I have your game. It was in my closet and I got your books. And I just like gave them, like, this way in smart contracts, all this stuff gets followed and tracked. And it's not that way now. So there's a lot going on in this. It's exciting.
Okay, I want to clarify some questions. We had some good ones here. Someone talked about gas fees. So what are gas fees? A gas fee is like a commission for the person that mints the NFT. So what happens, you buy the NFT, and then there's someone in the blockchain that's running computers that's processing it, and they're like a credit card fee. I think that's the best way to see it. A gas fee is kind of like a credit card fee. But what happens sometimes with these gas fees, they get exorbitant. One project Nathan was doing, the gas fees were out of sight. They were like, they were over $1,000. So they had to wait till it cleared down, because it depends how busy the blockchain is when you're selling your project. So that's one of the reasons we're thinking of going to Polygon, because they're saying there's no gas fees on Polygon right now. So versus Ethereum. So we're weighing that back and forth. So, trying to keep that price down to make sure you have that. Then we had another one. Someone had a disconnect between the Discord and the smart contract. The Discord is just a chat room like Twitter, but it's just going to be about this, and it'll be Loral's group. And the smart contract is what comes that is executed when you buy the NFT. And then someone was saying, well, do you mean I have to buy, instead of buying a book, I'm buying a contract? No, what you're going to do in this thing is every time you buy a bulk of 12 books, then you'll be whitelisted, #VIP listed into the group to be eligible to be to buy one of these NFTs on the early side in the pre-launch. Okay.
Yep. And these are like stunning. I mean, I'm just going to show you the one. I'm just going to stay with the one that I showed you. And these are breathtaking when you see them live. Somebody asked, can you print them? I mean, you can't. I mean, I got mine massively framed, not this one, because we put like Tahoe behind it, but can you print them? Because I think that is kind of an interesting. So yeah, the majestic lions for us is just, I mean, it's the animal I love. And I have bought a lot of this art and helped fund these women in Uganda. But for a lot of you, I mean, call it the vehicle to the contract. Is that a way to describe it. It's the vehicle to the contract. And what makes these valuable is the utility of the contract, meaning the Gen W conference tickets, the books, I don't know what else actually I do know, I'm not gonna tell you everything we're gonna do in it, but there'll be a whole bunch of stuff that you only get access when you have an NFT. That's your ticket to entry.
Yeah. And yes, you can print them. So once you own it, you can do whatever you want with it. You can print it, you can put it on the wall, you can post it on social media, you can put wherever you want it. What a lot of people do, it becomes kind of a status. It's a status symbol, and your wallet, your digital wallet, can become available for people to see. So think about this. This is what the future is. You're going to have a digital wallet where you're buying NFTs and people will see your thing. So think about it like, oh, as women, we're like, oh, well, I want the Chanel purse. And what that has like status for you, right? I got my Chanel purse. I'm driving my Tesla. I'm, doing things, and it's kind of like that. They're saying, ooh, they own a Loral lion. Oh, they own this. They check you out. Like they check you out on LinkedIn, right? What do they do? Let me see what their background is. And then they make judgments by whatever they see on LinkedIn or social media. So this is kind of like, usually you hang art in your house and only the people in your house see it. But now they'll see it out to the world.
And so a question, good question, Rose, is I think people will sell parts, like after they print it, they can sell it.
Yeah.
Physically they probably could, but it's still not connected to the blockchain of that NFT, correct? I mean, how would that work? I'm learning.
Yeah. I mean, you're allowed to sell prints of it or PDFs of it, I guess, or JPEGs of it online because it's yours. But really the way to do it is, you're going to make the most money if you sell the NFT of it, right? Yeah. That's the best way to do it, because that's the best way to do it.
A good question, Dagmar, is how do NFTs protect ownership? And you go ahead.
So NFTs protect ownership because your ownership is a digital number that's put on the blockchain. So you'll see when you go on OpenSea, you'll see where different NFTs have sold, and they have the number or the guy's name on there too with the number. And that means that that's who it's sold to. So it's on the blockchain. That's how it's protected, because it's all digital.
And so if you sell it, do you lose your membership? I would say yes, because it is the NFT. Mm-hmm. And there will be only so many of them. Right now we're playing with the number around 2000, and then that will be it. And that's all we're going to have. Mm-hmm. And it might be 18. I don't know. We're still we wanted to come live and launch and just see how much excitement we all have with y'all. We did already, kind of tell you the price for the 12, and we're still working on, $100 one and other versions of it. But, the big one will start around 500.
And she'll probably have 3 different levels of NFTs within there. So there'll be 3 different exclusive levels is what we're thinking. Yeah.
And Bill says, if I buy the NFT printed, then sell the NFT, when the print sells, will it decrease the value of the NFT? I don't think so. I don't think you guys are getting, like, the printing isn't going to be the thing. I don't think, I mean, the value is in the utility of the contract on the blockchain. Like this little picture, right, is just a vehicle to put all the contracts. So behind this, majestic lion, call it Millionaire Maker Lion. I like Loral Lion. That's kind of a fun one. Is a whole bunch of stuff that you get. And that is where the value, I mean, think about it. We create a Gen W conference that just goes skyrocketing. We are only going to sell so many of those tickets, and that's it. If you don't get a ticket, you can't get in. There won't be any marketing. Like, we're going to sell it out on this first run, and then whoever gets them, gets them. And then that's it.
So some people take these when it's just art, like the ones that my son has been selling. They take these and they become their new, like, Instagram photo. Instead of the photo of them, they use this because it's status. Oh, I just bought this NFT, and they change it out for their Facebook page or their Instagram pages. Now that's their main thing, that they're showing that they bought it. It's like a status symbol. So you're seeing a lot of that. So if you see some kind of cartoon character of someone on Instagram, so they just did De'Aaron Fox's, he's an NBA player. Yeah. So De'Aaron Fox has his NFT as his image on Instagram now.
Interesting.
So that's the kind of thing that you're seeing, that celebs and stuff are putting, their NFT project right up there, and that's their Instagram art. So some of these projects, the good question is, I think there is a lot of these projects are just art and there's not utility with them. But the change that we're seeing now, this is the new era that utility is coming with the NFT project. So before it's like, it's artists, it's singers, but now we're like, hey, there's utility that can come with this. So that's the new era. So Loral's really on the forefront of being one of the pioneers that's offering utility as well as artwork. Yep. Because some of these, there's just, some that have come out like Gary Vee's last one, that was just utility with the membership to the restaurant. There was really no great artwork that came with that. But this, you're having fabulous artwork and you're getting the utility with it.
Yeah. And one thing I just put in the chat, there's no deal. Somebody said they missed the pricing. There's nothing available today. I mean, we're just giving our time, Melanie is, and we're going to continue because we want to build a community for a lot of you. For a lot of you will be the first place that you do an NFT, and you're going to get, the 12 millionaire, or not the Millionaire Maker, but the Make Your Kids Millionaires book and a whole bunch of other stuff, right? And a certain portion of those will get a Gen W conference ticket. And for those of you joining late, Gen W is just a generational wealth group that I made up because they have Gen Y, Gen Z, they missed the W, so I took it. And we literally have got like Gen W conference, Gen W, and we're going to create a generational wealth community, which is what I've been doing my whole life anyway. It's just going to be fun to put it into now what's the newest technology, and you all got to keep up. And I love Melanie said, it'll be fun for a lot of you, especially if you're older parents or grandparents, is to come back and show your younger little family that how much you rock and how you have crypto. Not like crypto, you got a MetaMask, you got OpenSea, you're in a Discord, you got books. I mean, they'll be like, what happened to you? And you'll be like, I just, I figured it out. So we got to stay on that edge, and you all know it. So speak to that a little bit, Melanie. I mean, I had, again, some interviews with some guys from the UK, which I love. That's where your programmers are from too. What do you see in the future of NFTs? This gentleman, Simon, who will be on my podcast coming out shortly for all of you to watch on my YouTube podcast. Steve, if you want to put my YouTube link in there, you all know we're doing tons of work on that YouTube channel and just education. He said NFTs will become the currency of the world. And because it's going to lock in especially when it's utility, especially when there's value behind it, not just art, which is kind of how it started. It's like you said, just art, but it's not. It's really locks contracts at a very different level.
So last year, 2021, they called the year of the NFT, but it was just the beginning of it. And it really was art and music, more of that. And really art was the dominant force in the whole thing. So this year, I think the year of 2022 NFT is going to be the year of utility. You're going to see that rolling out. And I think at the end of this year, you're going to start to see companies awaken and go, I think we can use that in our insurance company. I think we can use that for the title company. I think we can use that in our tire business, in our landscaping business. So think about landscaping business. Let's say snow removal. All right, you can buy my NFT for snow removal. It's X amount, and you're going to get priority snow removal, and you're going to have it for the next 20 years of blah, 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 that you're going to get these services that they can use for it. So think about it. It can really be applied to every business. My family's in the insurance business, has been in that business for years and years since I was born, right? And I remember telling my brother last April, do you know what an NFT is? No. So I explained it to him and I said, I just want to tell you, you better jump on this because your business is going to become an NFT business. I don't see it happening. I don't understand it. It's just for artists. I said, I'm telling you right now, you better start learning about this because it's coming. So I would say it may not be there this year, but it's going to be here next year. So all the people like Loral that are influencers that have digital content, that have IP, they're going to be jumping on this. You're going to see this more and more and more. And then it's going to transcend into all of your businesses. So that's why I'm so excited that you're going to be on top of this and at top of the forefront. Know the language, be already set up, like she says, with Coinbase, with OpenSea, with MetaMask. You'll have actually done the whole thing yourself. Be part of a community that supports you to help you do it in your business. Because that's where I see the Gen W is Loral's going to say, okay, we did this now. How can we help you do this in your business? Right? That's the next step. What's new for you in the metaverse? What's new for you in Web 3.0? Because that's all coming. And wouldn't you have liked to know, like, like before, it's like, should I have a website or shouldn't I have a website? Remember that era?
Yeah.
Should I have a Facebook page or shouldn't I have a Facebook page? Should
Right.
I, you know, so if you knew definitely, yes, this is where it's going, and someone told you this is the roadmap to get there, how lucky are you?
Yeah. And Sam, that is what I'm doing. So when you say, can I turn my book into an online course and sell it as an NFT? So the NFT, again, is the kind of the front face, right? It's the, right. It looks, that's what ours is going to look. That's one of several. But behind it is the smart contract. And like Ray said, smart contracts have been around for a long time. I mean, Ethereum was built to do this on the blockchain to create smart contracts. So the difference is you're taking your book, your online course. I'm taking my Gen W conference and anything else I make up with Gen W. I mean, who knows, we might have some cool like Gen W swag and some fun things. You really get to be notarized that that's a big thing. Because I mean, Gen W, if you really think about what my mission is to change the conversation with money. It's about the financial literacy of it. So, but people don't want to say, oh, I'm financially literate. I mean, that's kind of like a boring thing to say, but there's like, I'm a Gen W, like I'm a generational wealth builder, which means, you know, it might be coming, you know, to you, but for sure you're going to create it in the future. And you're going to create this financial literate family for yourself. So it tucks in everything that I've wanted to do and create that legacy. So yes, you are getting it. You are getting it.
All right, so let me run this down to you. I'm gonna just do a little promo. I'm doing the Future of Publishing Summit, which Loral is on, coming up February 24th. Now let's envision this. Loral's launching another book. So this is going to be the future. The next book she has, you'll actually buy the ebook on the blockchain and it will have a separate reader with it. She won't even need a publisher, right? You know, that's going to be the future of publishing, that the books are going to come right through the blockchain. Even if you want a hardback, you'll get the ebook right through the NFT, and then she'll mail you a hardback book, and then you'll get all these other digital assets with it. So that's what's coming for her next book. Or if you're getting ready to publish a book, then that's where you want to go.
Absolutely. And I think I'm just going to take 10% of Jen's business, or I mean, Melanie and Jen's business, for helping them be the first, you know, guinea pig in the series. So we're all excited about it. Do you love how I just make this up? You know, so
I love how Laura, see, she's all about making money. That's what she's teaching you. She's like, wait, I'm going to step in on this. Let me get a piece of that.
We got to get this one right. And I think a lot of you know, I'm on the forefront just like you. So we're going to, you know, make this up together, and we're going to crush it together, because our book launches crush it. So what else do we want to talk about? The future, we've talked about that. Let's see if there's, are we going to have an NFT community? This will be, I mean, our community of what was originally Live Out Loud, which I don't know if you all got the memo. The reason we changed it is the SEO on that was crazy. There's rappers, there's a country song, there's a Christian song. Oprah uses it. I mean, to have Live Out Loud, which I still love because it's the conversation about money, living out loud, but it got crazy. So I had some folks rebrand us. So Integrated Wealth Systems is obviously, you see the brand, but we've been doing this since 2000. 2001 was our first big table. We are a community. And so, yes, we will have all sorts of help in getting your stuff out. What's the first step to get started? Oh, this is a great question. If I want to start preparing my business for the future that you're talking about, what would be some of the first steps? Like, this is my first step, getting my business here, is I'm going to push my book launch through it.
I would say, take an inventory of your services and IP, depending on what your business, because I don't know what your business is. So you want to have all the services you have, all the products you have, everything you can think of that you do, right? And make that inventory first, and then see how that can transfer to come up with an NFT. So we can work with you to brainstorm on that and what the combination, that's what we're going to do with Loral. We're looking at all her digital assets and everything she has to offer to come up with that great bundle that's going to make it sellable and make it work. You know, I don't want to get too confusing, but then there's the whole, you know, people are buying land in the metaverse now too. You know, it's just crazy. I've monkeyed around there in a little bit. I'm like, holy cow, Snoop Dogg owns like a country somewhere. It's just kind of crazy in there. But I would say that the first thing is, you know, do an inventory of your business and then see how it can transcend into this next world. And if you want to work with us, just DM me on Instagram or through my website.
Or NFT, go to our asklaurel.com/NFT. Stay here. We have 90 days to do this together. Little family, I'm going to call you. And then we'll get to you. We love you, but we got to get one done right. Then we'll get to you. How about that? May 1. May 1 we'll open up for more projects, but we got to get this one done. We're excited about it. Are you guys excited? Yes, no, excited, scared, just yes. It doesn't mean you have to know how to do it. I mean, we're all MSUing. That means making shit up. And because we all have CFS, common frickin' sense, right? I mean, well, it's going to be fun. And what's going to be really fun, I think, about the Gen W Con is we're going to limit the tickets, which means it's going to go right away. So I don't have to market you and wonder what hotel we're going to go to. We'll probably, once you're done, we'll say, where do we want to go and what, hotel we're going to be at. And Melanie will be there. And I don't know, we're going to make it all up. But that conference, I think, is going to become a gold mine from the standpoint of there's a fixed amount of tickets. And that's the only way you get in the doors with the NFT. I can't wait to watch that. That's going to be as an event, road warrior of how I built my, company, running around the world to events where everybody can kind of sneak in and VIP and, oh my gosh.
Well, you all are going to gain so much knowledge because Loral puts on a wonderful event, as you know, and I'm sure she's going to bring exclusive people on there that you wouldn't normally be able to get access to, that will come, that'll be high rollers that will be there, that you'll get exposed to. Do you have any questions, or are you just like scratching your head about what an NFT is and how this works? Do you have any questions about that? Or are you?
I actually have I have other questions coming in from another channel. So one, this is good. How do you set your pricing or know what it's worth? And again, I'll say my pricing is I need to sell books. So I am backing in going, Melanie, we got to sell books. Oh my God. We got to sell 9,600 books, by the way, if you want to be exact. So we need to sell books. And then once we sell books, the rest of it is, gravy and it's going. So we're excited. But how would you price? How would you price? I mean, I'm pricing because I have an agenda and I'm super transparent about my agenda. Maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe this last time we'll cut this part out of the call, but I'm being super transparent.
So Elizabeth says she feels like she's drinking out of a fire hose. So I love that. That's a good sign. I love to hear that. So pricing that I'm seeing, these projects are kind of all over the place, but really anywhere from $100 to maybe $500. But some, if they're, I'm anxious to see some of these other ones with utilities coming out to see where they're going to be pricing them. But then I see on the resale that they're turning around and selling like for $2,000 to $10,000. It just depends. So there is a whole market. I want to dive into this just a little bit, just so you're aware of this other side of NFTs. So there's one where like Loral's creating it, right? And you might want to create some for your business, and then you're going to buy them because you want the digital content that comes with it, with the smart contract. Then there's people in the art world that are out there that are buying, like my son's Goat Society 2 is coming out soon, that they are turning around and flipping these like this. There are guys that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars just buying and flipping NFTs. They go in, they get in the whitelist, they buy the NFT, they turn around, they bought it for $200, $300, and then they're turning around selling it for $2,000 or $3,000, or they're holding it and then they're selling it for more. Gary V's NFT that he did with his book launch, it's now $20,000. So just to show you that it can go to that much.
Well, and that's really when my son came home for the holidays, and I had this new lion art in our home, and he's just like, oh my, it's like, first of all, he's like, finally you got in the art business. I mean, my God, these things are breathtaking. And then I said, we got to launch these books. And by the way, do you know you're going to be in it? Like, you're front and center, you're my experiment. So I said, thank God, like you actually want to be financially literate. So anyway, it was funny. And he said, well, let's follow Gary Vee. So literally we went on Gary Vee's site and just watched. And that's where I really got the memo. Like, I have all these assets. I have a ton of assets that I could park in this smart contract and give y'all, would be his Southern term, an enormous value. And then you have something, not just a contract or a conference ticket, you have a ticket. Call it like, think about like the little golden ticket. There was only one of them, right? Yeah. Charlie's Willy Wonka factory. And so there's only going to be so many tickets. That's what Melanie's talking about. That creates enormous value. I know one day with Gary Vee now to do his wine thing is $57,000, and you get him for 2 hours. You get to do wine tasting with his dad for an hour, and then he'll sit with you for an hour about what you learned. So for 2 hours, people are paying $57,000 to trade that NFT. That started, I think, at $1,000, like something really low, and it's created value because people have been, doing it.
So this is, you're saying if you have a small tribe, so this is about the community. So think about this, when you guys are buying into NFT, you now have skin in the game. So you want the community to grow. You want it to be popular because you have skin in the game. And so that raises the price of everything, right? It's all about how much hype there is about everything, how much the community is growing, how much the community is excited about it. That creates the value of the NFT.
Well, and I think like Ray said, I don't understand the value. The value, well, you're going to get like, instead of just having art, which you saw one of the pictures, you're going to get 12 books, which is going to cost you $400 anyway. So I can just take your cash and be out of this game, or I can take 500, put an NFT, put a conference ticket, put lunches with Loral, put all sorts of things that are going to create what you normally would probably spend $10,000 to $15,000 to do in the way we've been doing it. Now you have an NFT that makes it exclusive, and there's only going to be a few of them. So the value is in the exclusivity and how much we're going to give you. Does that make sense, Ray? In all of that. So the one thing I want to ask though, just it's through another question, is when you, so for Gary Vee, let's go back to his example. Yeah. If his is selling a day with him or 2 hours with him on his wine, and somebody's used it, is there a limit on how many times he's going to allow that? Because I could imagine that thing selling just to have time with him privately. Is there a time where he would just say, like, I'm done, and could take it away, and then there's just no more of those 2-hour wine days with him? How does it work in that?
I think only if he dies, he can take it away, unless he has in the smart contract that he's only doing it for so many years. Like if it's his dad, then I don't know, about that. That's a question. I don't know the true answer.
I don't know. See, we're all kind of like learning all this because, there's going to be so many variations. And to Ray, your point, I'm with you, like on the monkeys and the goats and the apes. I think it's a lot of emotional arbitrage. That's how I would describe it. I don't know. I think the value is probably in the, I don't know, again, the emotion of having it. What would you say about that? Because I would agree. I think that's an interesting question. I already know where you are, Ray, because I know you so well. Like, I'm with you going, it's an emotional thing, but hell, so is the stock market.
Yeah, some people buy art because, like Gary Vee and my son too, he buys stuff that he's emotional about, that speaks to him, that he likes. Either he likes the project, he likes the community. So number one, I think if you're looking to buy something, so what are parameters that you should look for to buy something? You're like, well, I don't know what's good. I don't know what's not good. Number one, I think you should buy something from someone who has a track record, who is successful. Loral is successful. She's a millionaire, I don't know how many times over. Her books have been successful. Her programs have been successful.
Eight industries, and this year I'll go to 10 industries in being a millionaire. So long time. I've been doing this since 1999.
So you want to be with someone who's successful, right? Then you want to be with a community that's robust. Like, this community is very tight and it's very robust. So those are two of the things. And then you want it to be something that you're passionate about, or it speaks to you. Because if you look at it, you go, then don't do it. They might have the other two things, but you're like, It's kind of like house shopping, right? You might love the subdivision that it's in. You might like the house from the outside, and you walk in and you're like, no, it's just not my thing. It's not my house. So kind of the same way. So you want to hit all three of those things. Yep. You want to hit you want to love the person that's putting it on. You believe in them and they have a track record. You want to have a great community that's going to support the project and stay with the project. You don't want them to cut loose. And then you want to like the project, and it has to speak to you.
Yep. And make your kids millionaires as long as you're a parent. Just speak to all of you. As far as how many times the event, great question, Bruce. Right now what we're thinking about is a 3-year term. So any event in that 3-year term is when you would be able to use your Gen W conference ticket. We may extend that, but I think that I'm pacing a lot of this. I have a daughter that's graduating in May, June of 2025. And not that I'm going to end the rodeo then, but Mama Bear is going to go play. It's been a long time. So, and I'm going to go run around, and I don't know, Logan might have kids by then. So I'm not going anywhere. I think you all know that. But so to actually speak to that. So if we say in the smart contract that we're going to do Gen W conferences for 3 years, we're not going to say how many a year, because if we actually have fun, we may, who knows, this might go across the world. Well, we'll figure that out. But I think our commitment, mine, would be for 3 years. How do you change it? Like, once we put it in the smart contract, is it another NFT, or or do we just give a little bonus of an extension? Do you know how that works once we've locked it?
Yeah, I think it would just be for 3 years on the NFT with a smart contract, and then you would have to offer something additional to keep it going.
All right. All right. All right. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited. Are you guys excited? Yes, no, in the chat. I'm so excited. The replay and everything we're going to do around this campaign and this project is going to stay at askloral.com/NFT. We'll put it up on our primary website so you can get there easy and you don't have to remember the / link. And yeah, your mind is swimming. We're just going to, so the replay will be there because we're going to make you opt in. And honestly, I want you to share it. Like, we need a lot of people in this campaign. We need specifically 833 of you to buy 12 books. Is that math? Did I add my math up right?
Yeah.
And then,
right.
Is that right? I'm just going to do my own little math because I have to double check myself here. 833 times 12. Yep. We are a home run in a bestseller when 833 of you play.
I want to clarify something though. You're not limited to just 12 books. You could buy 24. You could buy 36, right? You can buy as many segments of 12 as you want because that gives you access to more NFTs.
Well, and if you want more people to go to the conference with you, you're going to have more. I mean, when we say seats, it's seats. Like, it's not you and then bring a family and a friend. Like I normally am like, oh, bring everybody. It won't be like that. It's like, if you don't have an NFT, you're not walking through that door. And we have to really honor the integrity of that. So it's going to be fun. It's a new little generation that we're all going to jump into. I'm super excited that you're going to partner with me on this, Melanie. We've been talking for so long. And tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. is our timelining meeting. So we'll stay in touch with you. Again, Steve, if you want to put the askloral.com NFT, it's in there right now. Just jump in and say, I want to know more. There's no commitment to do anything. There's no ask other than that. It's just let us know and share it. Like, there's a lot of folks that are sharing it out there. The one thing I do want to just do a big shout out is one of Logan's football friends that she was, because I want to go, like Melanie, we're going to go jump in that community. We have a brand new company. It's called Attainable Wealth. It's going to be an association. So it's Attainable Wealth Association. It's financial literacy for student athletes. So I think a lot of you know, I did a lot of pro bono work during Logan's years to his football teams. And we've gone now to the top, and we're going to actually in February have a meeting with Georgia Southern to talk about creating an opportunity for all student athletes. So you'll be seeing more and more of more athletes, and especially if people are going pro, they're going to make a lot of money, and they're going to either be rich or be broke, and they got to learn this stuff. So I'm super excited to watch the football folks come out and play in the game with us.
I just was gonna say Future of Publishing Summit. I put futureofpublishing.com, but it's Future of Publishing Summit that Loral is featured in. And Mark Cuban is there too. So I just want to put that's coming up because she does an amazing job on that, talking about what she thinks the future of and investing and things like that. Yep. So, absolutely. And you can reach me at Elite Online Publishing too.
Yep. And let her know you've come from our little tribe. We're excited. All right. So have an amazing night. We are over time, but we just talk until we're all talked out and we're all done. And I do have to answer this, Judith. So if you live in a jail country, I have, I won't disclose how many, but I have an amazing amount of big table folks who are in the United States giving work visas to those of you who live in a jail country, and you're getting the hell out of there. I'm married to a Canadian. And it's rough. It's rough. We've had Australians come into the United States, be sponsored and work visaed by other big table folks. So we're helping people get around, like, for real. That's probably what we do different than these like rah-rah, communities. I mean, we rah-rah, but this is serious stuff. This is serious stuff if you don't want to live in jail. And some of you don't be surrendered to it. We are a free world and free thinking. So if you want to know about that, Steve, go ahead and put our phone number in there, but you have to be in the big table. It is a godly mission. So if you're not in the big table, we just can't even begin the game. It's way too much work. But we're helping an undisclosed number of families move, I can say, from Australia, from Canada, from Dubai, from the variety of countries in the UAE. So Africa, a lot of, like, where are you going to go? You gotta have some freedom. So different topic. Melanie, thank you. Amazing woman. And we'll be back in touch very soon and let you know what we're going to have you all do. Like very soon. We'll get the Discord up. Next week we'll have that. And then what do you think? In another week or 10 days, we'll have a call about how to open all those accounts.
Yep.
Okay.
Great to meet all of you. Thanks for having me on. My pleasure. Hope to see more of you, and we'll talk to you soon. We'll see you again.
Thanks, you guys. Have a great day. Have a great night, wherever the heck y'all are. Bye-bye. So this is Loral, and you've been listening to my podcast. If you've enjoyed this, I have a couple things you can do that are completely up to you. Number one, take my quiz. Go to integratedwealthsystems.com and take the quiz. You will find that there's one of 4 personalities, financial personalities we call them, that you're going to fall into. So as you take the quiz, it'll actually go through and identify, are you in stagnant cash flow, right? Are you overpaying taxes? Do you have debt issues? Are you a lifestyle junkie? Where are you? And then from there, it goes to a video that actually gives you some solutions on how to correct that problem. So again, go to integratedwealthsystems.com, take my quiz, and we'll go from there.
Thanks for listening to the Real Money Talks podcast. Your host has been Loral Langmeyer, author of 5 New York Times bestsellers, money expert on Dr. Phil, CNN, CNBC, The Street TV, Fox News, and The View. Want to learn more about off-Wall Street investing, tax strategies, and multi-million-dollar business strategies? Visit liveoutloud.com/podcast for past episodes, show notes, and resources. For some special wealth-building gifts only for Loral's podcast listeners, visit liveoutloud.com/podcast gifts. Do you have a burning question for Loral? Visit askloral.com to submit your question, and it may just be covered on a podcast episode. So stay tuned and be sure to subscribe to get new episodes every week.